Jai Mataji. So today, then tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then we'll immediately get with Jay to share the prayer.
As soon as all effort disappears from a manifestation, it becomes very simple, with the simplicity of a flower opening, manifesting its beauty and spreading its fragrance without clamor or vehement gesture. And in this simplicity lies the greatest power, the power which is least mixed and least gives rise to harmful reactions. The power of the vital should be mistrusted. It is a tempter on the path of the work, and there is always a risk of falling into its trap, for it gives you the taste of immediate results. And in our first eagerness to do the work well, we let ourselves be carried away to make use of this power. But very soon, it deflects all our action from the right course and introduces a seed of illusion and death into what we do. Simplicity, simplicity, how sweet is the purity of thy presence. Om Anandamai Chaitanyamai Satyamai.
Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Matrurupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Mirarupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo. As usual, we'll offer our inner mark of dedication to Lord Krishna, the universal consciousness. That is the governing force of the present universe. Before we go to the core of Savitri, the descent of Savitri, the birth of Savitri, the consequent turning point to the entire earth consciousness. These are all different concepts which we are to club, we are to surmise, we are to compile, and we are to draw inferences for our own Prakriti to be remolded. Kararvindena padarvindam mukharvinde viniveshayantam vatasya patrasya pute sayanam balam mukundam manasa smarami. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Jihave Pipaswamrutameta Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Vikretu Kamakhila Gopakanya Murari Padarpita Chitta Vritti Dadyadikam Mohavashadavochad Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Gruhe Gruhe Gopavadhu Kadamba Sarve Militva Samavapya Yogam Punyani Namani Pathanti Nityam Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Sukham Shayanam Nilaye Nijepi Namani Vishnu Pravadanti Martya Te Nishchitam Tanmayatam Rajanti Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Sukhavashane idameva gmaram Dukhavashane idameva gneyam Dehavashane idameva japyam Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Jihave sadaivam vajasundarani Namani Krishnasya manoharani Samasta bhaktarti vinashanani Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Shri Krishna Radha Vare Gokulesha Gopal Govardhananath Vishnu Jiyave Pibaswamrutameta Deva Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Jihave Rashagne Madhura Priyatvam Satyam Hitam Tvam Paramam Vadami Avarnayetha Madhuraksharani Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Tvameva yache mama dehi jihave समागते दण्डधरे कृतान्ते वक्तव्यमेकं मधुरं सुभक्त्या गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Aurobindo, you all chosen disciples of Mother, dignitaries of the dais, you people are really fortunate, living thousands of miles away from our native country, still are benefited with the ever showering grace of the divine on this most auspicious moment when the new destiny of our earth is being framed. The crucial time of the present era, which is given a very vital turn to get itself totally divinized. Living in India, we can have a very precious treasure of our spirituality. But the treasure of spirituality is at present getting expanded in such a way that the entire human race is being included in this divine orbit to be the portal to receive the direct descent of the kingdom of God, where Christianity, Vedanta, and rest of the darshans of the world are being so integrated, and Lord Himself and Mahashakti, the dual power, Sri Aurobindo has written, two are one and one is alone. Mother says, Lord, thou shalt wilt, I execute. Whatever you will have to be executed by me in relativity. Relativity, propounded by Einstein, is the master law of nature and master law of matter. Ambubai Purani, the very first ardent devotee of Sri Aurobindo and the mother of very initial stage, has given genuine explanation in those days before 30 in America. This magnum opus Savitri is the science of consciousness, where Einstein was also not so popular and was not so acknowledged as at present is acknowledged by the scientific world. Now, science of matter is incomplete, but will be completed when science of consciousness will be interconnected. Then it will be the phenomenon and the totality of the phenomenon. Where lies the truth? The definition Ambubai gave to America in those days. Now, after so many decades, we are once again to receive on the soil of America, the soil that is faster in evolution, soil that is chosen by the divine to be included in the orbit of Indian spirituality. The science, universal science, that is now multidimensionally growing into cosmic science. Rest of the planets, entire cosmos, has already been charged with supramental. Supramental is the concrete divinity that has touched the earth and made the creation a very pedestal of the final and ultimate manifestations of the divine. Now, almost all work of the incarnations is over. This is last, final and ultimate incarnation that is shaping the true and genuine face of humanity. That will be the interim race. Dev Manav. Sri Aurobindo has given nomenclature to it as demigod. Lord Jesus Christ said, I am the Son of God, born as Son of Man. Now everybody can claim hereafter that we are the sons of God. The assignment given to all of us, we must be even as He. What is the process? What is the experiment behind it? Our body is a human laboratory wherein we have to experience the manifestation of the divine through all our senses, through all our sense, through all our cells, and through our geometry. Matter is no longer matter. Matter is no longer materialized entity, inanimate and dormant. Matter is living, air is living, water is living, plant is living, worms and germs are also living, visible entities are living, invisible entities are also living. There is not a single place where there is no consciousness. There is not a single room where ever vibrating consciousness is not working, is not shaping the destiny, is not creating the new time. Ambubai said in America in those days, matter is a materialized spirit and spirit is a spiritualized matter. Einstein came to the decisive point. Capital energy E is equal to mc square, mass and velocity. But capital energy manifesting up to the level of matter, that is mass, hidden power, that is velocity, energy. Where there is energy, there is velocity. Where there is no energy, there is no velocity. The manifestation of energy in decisive direction becomes growth, becomes happiness, becomes multidimensional varieties of this world. If it is dormant, then is inoperative. But if is clubbed with supreme energy, then it can start working. So time has come. The power that descended down in our cabinet, in our human body, before our birth, has to be so realized that now is going to replace our Chanchalam hi Mana Krishna. The human mind that has already been bestowed upon us, which has made animal entity as human entity. Ours is human entity. But if we continue living, ignorantly continue living our animality, then we'll never get evolved. Even accepting the present ex gratia boon given to the mankind by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. As per our Srimad Bhagavat, this is the last and final incarnation, 10th incarnation of Supreme Power. Symbolically presented and symbolically depicted in our scriptures, left to themselves, are at least not relevant to our logic, relevant to our present scientific scenario. But if we dive deeper into it, whatever anecdotes are there in Srimad Bhagavat, they all are assigned to Lord Krishna's Leela. Krishna is Purna Purushottam Paramatma, perfect entity of divinity and perfect manifestation of divinity too. Now, what will bring the incarnation after Lord Krishna? New to the earth, new to this scenario, and new to the evolutionary stage of human race at present. What is new? Krishna is Purna Purushottam. We can very well understand the difference between Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. Lord Rama is considered to be Maryada Purushottam. Purushottam, God in toto, divine in toto, but accepted willfully. The mode of manifestations limited to the time and space. It was the time of Lord Rama, where limitations of the life, limitations of Ayushya, lifespan, limitations of time and space were accepted by the Divine One, who came to change the scenario of the lifestyle, to change the scenario of the system of living, direction of humanity. But limitations were accepted by him. Lord Krishna, perfection. In manifestation also it is perfection. So what is left out, what is not in Srimad Bhagavat, that is Lord Krishna is supposed to live now. Lord Buddha is 9th incarnation. What did Buddha offer to the humanity? Buddha offered to the humanity Lord Krishna offered to the humanity the pattern of perfection. Lord Buddha offered life being shunya, zero. That is vitrag. In our darshan, the nomenclature given to this state of living and consciousness, vitrag. Lord Mahavir did the same thing. In Jainism also it is proclaimed. Jainism is very scientific exposition, where human logic is not only explained, but hard and stern tapascharya, sadhana, is required in order to get complete detachment from the life. Life is not meant for eating, drinking and getting married. It has got a very remarkable superior purpose behind it, but which is still unknown to us. And we neglect it because of our sheer ignorance. Now, 10th incarnation according to Srimad Bhagavat is Lord Kalki. Now time has come. It is the time of Kalki, the last and final incarnation. Mother says, countries, continent, man, choice is imperative, either truth or abyss. Abyss is pralay, abyss is annihilation. Now, the destiny of annihilation has already been rooted out. In 1909 by Lord Krishna himself in Alipur jail. Swami Vivekananda, as we know, and if we might have forgotten, I still would like to remind you all that the time in which we are living and talking all these things is the time where preface has already been spelled out by Sri Aurobindo to the new age in Alipur jail. Lord Krishna and Sri Aurobindo communicated to each other without any Krishna bhakti, without any devotion, dedication, tapascharya, vrat, niyam, anushthan, of any such things. Based on Krishna bhakti, Sri Aurobindo, the profound scholar of the world, the profound learned genius of the world, and the profound towering personality, was least affected by traditional cults of Indian Vedanta, had undergone the direct communication with the divine, the supreme divine. Prior to that, Swami Vivekananda presented the soul of Swami Vivekananda, presented itself in Alipur jail as per the mandate given to him by Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna did not meet personally Sri Aurobindo nor Swami Vivekananda. In 1893, Swami Vivekananda came to Chicago, America, and Sri Aurobindo from England came to India. No interaction, Ramakrishna was there when Sri Aurobindo went to Bengal. Still, Ramakrishna also could not see, nor Sri Aurobindo could see Ramakrishna. But mandatorily Ramakrishna asked Swami Vivekananda, after Sakshatkar at Dakshineswar, you may refer to Kathamrut, Ramakrishna Kathamrut, wherein you can come across the very sound, decisive history of 19th century. And Swami Vivekananda was deputed to World Conference in Chicago in 1893. On 11th September, Swamiji spoke here in Chicago. Uttishta Jagratah Prapya Varan Nibodit. Awake, arise and stop not till the goal is reached. That was 11th September. America thereafter did not awaken, nor world awaken. Competition, rivalry, Cold War, economic war, world for supremacy, world for the supremacy of the system, not of the essence, is still going on. Now age is emerging on the horizon, age of fraternity, age of superior unity, age of virtual unity, age of what we call real harmony as human existence. We still are divided in blocks. Axis is changing every now and then. In politics, there are no friends and there are no enemies. Circumstances frame our hostility and circumstances frame our friendship. We are weathercocks, changing every now and then. So from where we can have the sound link of fraternity? At this juncture, what Ramakrishna suggested to Swami Vivekananda after Mahakali's darshan at Dakshineswar, that yours is a lifespan confined to 39 years only. Could see was Paramhans, illiterate personality, but could see very clearly, transparently. Only lifespan, limited lifespan of 39 years granted to you in this birth. Your efforts, your words, your speech, and my strength, my inner strength will be with you. You can move the world. You can change the scenario of the world. And you can bring out the world from darkness to the future age of fraternity. Age is aspiring. Time is aspiring. The world, humanity is aspiring for ardent unity. Today we have no unity in our family. Today we have no unity and harmony in our family. India has been talking since the dawn of civilization there, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. But we never thought of family. We never thought of joint family system. We never thought of the foundation of Indian culture. Now time has come. We must put and implement all parameters of our past to revive the time of Satyug. So, taking the entire lifespan as such of a Manvantar, Srimad Bhagavat talks about Manvantar. Now, this is the Manvantar of Manu is going on. Vaivasvat Manu is going on. Tomorrow's Manvantar will be a different one, as per Srimad Bhagavat. Scriptures are scriptures. They project truths, but that truth is also symbolic and relevant. Truth is to be judged in terms of time and the circumstances. We cannot change time nor circumstances. We'll have to adapt ourselves accordingly. In order to leave the time on the space, on the surface, but while doing so, we'll have to reshape our destiny. Our destiny is fixed up, but still choice has already been given to us. As Mother says, either truth or abyss. Choice is given to us. So we can change the scenario. An assignment given by Lord Ramakrishna to Swami Vivekananda in those days, that within the limited time span of 39 years, you will have to change the destiny of the entire humanity. Not only your destiny, but you will have to change the destiny of the humanity. And Swami Vivekananda addressed to the world conference very boldly and confidently, asked the entire world, scholarship of the entire world, tapascharya, sadhana, faith, religion, truth, treasured and proclaimed by all different sects of the world, to get united. And take the example of India. People from any corner of the world came to India and they were so welcomed and integrated in Indians' way of life, in Indian stream of life, that life became meaningful, life became gorgeous, life became prosperous, and life became the life of family ties. Prior to invasion, and especially prior to the invasion of British rule in India, it was the time where people were living together, bartering with one another, exchanging with one another, protecting one another, with minimum requirements of life. People were living peacefully and happily. More amenities we acquired, more miserable we become. We are hankering after all comforts and illusions, and we become more and more miserable. Taking all pros and cons as such, Ramakrishna could see the future. And Ramakrishna deputed Swami Vivekananda for this very purpose to America. For this time, the time as it is present, we are talking this thing in this holy place of church, the abode of Christianity, the place of Bible, the place of kingdom of God, the place of resurrection, the place of Virgin Mary, the place of angels, place of 10 commandments, truth of 10 commandments. What is it? What is the driving force behind it? The driving force is the force of family tie. Entire world is one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakama. You like red color, another one like green color, third one like this shape of shoes, fourth one likes something else. That does not come in our human way of living. That doesn't come in our human way of thinking. That doesn't come in our human way of breathing. The fundamental values, they are based on truth and they are to be well practiced. If we put truth into action, then it becomes sadhana. Sadhana doesn't mean this modus operandi or that modus operandi authenticated by one dharma guru or another dharma guru, authenticated by one sampradaya or another sampradaya. It is the truth, absolute truth. When it becomes driving force and if we sincerely put it into practice, then it becomes sadhana. Only one way, only one movement, and one movement leading to our target, our goal. Reach your goal. Uttishtaha jagratah prapya varan nibodhat. Stop not till the goal is reached. Now, America also, listening to Swami Vivekananda's message on 11th of September, the then 11th of September of 1893, now Osama bin Laden came to America and created havoc. That is Lord of falsehood. That is Lord of falsehood. And that was too on 11th September. It was on the very date. This is time of mortality. Not under our control. Time at that scenario also was not under the control of American president, American government, American defense machinery, defense machinery of the entire world. Osama bin Laden did his work without any objection. You people are all witnesses to this. If we don't get awakened this time, still much more disastrous scenario is awaiting. That is Kalki. That is Kalki. We'll have to take note of it. Mother is conscious after 50 up to 1973. Lord of falsehood is yet to be defeated. At the time of Second World War, Hitler was defeated, who was demon. Anti-democratic Asur. Sri Aurobindo was Congress president, freedom fighter. Still, British government was in crucial financial crisis after Second World War. Churchill was hard pressed politically, economically, every way. Crucial moment has come to uproot British government from India, and Congress was the main agency revolting against the then rule. But still, Sri Aurobindo could see, as Ramakrishna could see, while deputing Swami Vivekananda to America, Sri Aurobindo also could see, before independence, what is going to take place in India hereafter, and offered 1,000 rupees to war fund of Churchill, going much against the public opinion of India. You favored British people, you favor British rule. They are being defeated, and sooner they are defeated, sooner will be benefited with swatantrata, with freedom. But they are the forerunners. They are not astrologers. They are shaping the destiny of our country. Any incarnation is to shape the destiny of the country. And Mother and Sri Aurobindo shaped the destiny of India to be the Jagat Guru. We are going to be the Jagat Guru of the world. We are not confined to our own selfish, limited motive. We are to look after the interests of the entire humanity. That is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. No country is our enemy country, no country is our rival country, no bloc is our opposite bloc. We are to live for humanity, we are to live together, we are to gain together, we are to march together. Sahaviryam karvavahai. So once again, the same time has come. Time when it was with Vivekananda. Now the same time it is at present with us. We'll have to be awakened to receive these signals of time. And Mother alerts coming to India that it is the signal moment. We should be awakened. According to Srimad Bhagavat, it is the time of Kalki. Now no individual Kalki will come down on earth. Supramental, universal force reshaping the destiny of humanity is Kalki. Radha and Krishna, atwined in bliss as one, is Kalki. Perfect form of Lord Krishna consciousness is Kalki. And perfect form of Radha, the Yogamaya, Mahasakti, is Kalki. Radha was there in the center of the Ras Leela at that time. And Lord Krishna also played so many gestures of Leela as per the depiction of Srimad Bhagavat. Now, it is this time where Radha is also in its perfect form and Krishna also is in his perfect form. Lord Krishna before 5,000 years back is the same Lord Krishna, but the executive matrix of Lord Krishna, Radha as she was before 5,000 years, is not the Radha at present. This Radha is the supramental format of Mahasakti, of Yogamaya. That is the advancement of Kalki. This is the supremacy of Kalki. This is the superior status of divinity of Lord Kalki to Lord Krishna before 5,000 years back. That is 10th incarnation. And now that is shaping the destiny of our country, shaping our destiny. This is new Govardhan Leela. Matter is being lifted up. Matter of this earth is being lifted up. Matter of this earth is being elevated to have its own perfection. Because this matter, this earth is awaiting the impact of immortality, impact of divinity. Is not meant for pralay, is meant for transformation. And we are entering into this new zone of transformation. That is the new age. And that was the boon King Ashwapati received from Mahasakti. She came to change the scenario and to implement the seed of new age of tomorrow. This is Kalki's work. Without pralay, without disaster, without war, without confrontation and conflict, the new world shall be born. New world shall be born. And this is the time when we are not only thinking, logically analyzing, but we are indirectly aspiring. Our aspiration is our collaboration to the divine mission of Lord Kalki. That was the Leela of Govardhan Leela of Lord Krishna depicted in Srimad Bhagavat. This is the Leela of Lord Kalki, Govardhan Leela of Lord Kalki depicted in this future scripture. We are to raise our hand and offer our support, offer our cooperation to the divine in the center, keeping the divine in the center. That is yoga, that is sadhana, that is tapascharya, that is our accountability, that is our nature, and that is the destiny already accorded to us. Provided we realize it, then we can do it. Otherwise, we will do it in next birth. If we are prepared, well prepared, then we will be drawn to the proximity, to the orbit of the divine. As members of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are Christians, we are Muslims, we are Jain, we are Buddhist, we are this, we are that. Forget all these things, all barriers. We are the children of the God. We must be even as He. Either we are born in Christianity, we are children of Lord Jesus Christ. Born in Vedanta, we are children of Ram and Krishna. Born in Islam, we are children of one and one Allah. That is the unique consciousness, supreme consciousness is one and the same. Forget all these barriers. Get yourself awakened. That is awakening. Awakening doesn't mean we should think of our cult and we should think of our pocket. We should think of the humanity in its wider perspective. That time has come. And that is why symbolically the format of Kalki is the format of Ardhanari Nateswar, format of Radha and Krishna, format of feminine consciousness and masculine consciousness, united as one and working at its perfect level. Not imperfection is there, any type of imperfection. And that is why I would like to remind you of Mother came to Pondicherry in 1914 first time. She wrote Radha's prayer and offered it to Sri Aurobindo, because she could realize that he is my Lord Krishna and I am Radha. I am to do it. I am to execute this. And that is what the execution of the Yoga of Savitri, Sri Aurobindo has executed in this masterpiece. His yoga, as I told you, is Aswapati's yoga. And if we are disciples of Sri Aurobindo, if we are disciples of divine, not only of one cult, if we are the children of God, then it becomes our privilege to support in this new Govardhan Leela, because entire equilibrium of this earth is being lifted up. Now earth will be the abode of gods and goddesses instead of mortal human beings. The entire stuff is going to be changed. Entire power is going to be changed. Not only destiny. New race has started entering into this zone of mortality. Now mortality will be a dream. Mortality will be a dream. That will be on the pages of history. Death is an illusion. Sri Aurobindo has written, death is a passage to immortality. It is a passage we are supposed to pass through. Our goal is immortality. Srunavantu amrutasya putraha. And immortality is a vardhan, is a boon, not only to Indians, not to Hindus, not the disciples of Ram and Krishna. Immortality is a vardhan to Islam, to Christianity, to anybody, whosoever might be living as human being and taking breath in any corner of the world, whether it is known or unknown, but it is a boon for each and everybody belonging to the human race. That is the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And she came for this, born and brought up in Paris, and came to India, because this is for the earth and the man. This is not for the Western world nor for Eastern world. It is for the entire human race. That is fraternity. And fraternity is of Govardhan Leela, new Govardhan Leela. If we are prepared to collaborate, well and good. Otherwise, country is preparing for a bigger change. World is preparing for a bigger change. We will be smashed. We will be crushed. Revolting against the divine movement will be crushed. If we accept this to be our destiny, we will be taken together. We will be accepted. We will be within the orbit of Krishna for his new Govardhan Leela. That is, Kalki has started launching its own program. Now Kalki will not be individual. Kalki is universal consciousness of supramental being motivated by Krishna consciousness and executed by supramentalized Radha consciousness on this earth. That is Kalki. We must identify. During the course of Rama, 5 people were there to identify Lord Rama to be the God. During the time of Lord Krishna, 5 people were there who could identify Lord Krishna to be the Lord. Only Arjun was there who could see the Virat, who could see the cosmic consciousness along with the individualized Krishna consciousness. One format of individualized Krishna consciousness standing before Arjun, explaining Srimad Bhagavad Gita to him. And just at the same time, in 11th chapter, Virat was also present there. The form and format, genuine format of the entire cosmos was there before him. Now, same Krishna with same Radha, but in a supramentalized format, came as Kalki to change the scenario of the entire earth. King Aswapati got this boon and received a remarkable boon of Mahasakti. Celestial beauty shall walk over the earth. My form will come to you as your daughter. Your consciousness will be converted into virgin consciousness. And King Aswapati, accepting the boon, went back to his mortal abode, and the birth of Savitri, depicted here by Sri Aurobindo, is the birth of this mother in Paris. 21st of February, 1878. Entire lifespan of this mother is one moment for the new Manvantar to emerge on the surface, to emerge on the horizon. One pregnant moment. Sri Aurobindo says, in this high signal moment of the gods, answering earth's yearning, it is the earth that is praying to the divine and listening to the prayers of the earth. Savitri came down on the earth, but in Paris, not in India. That Savitri of Mahabharata came to India before 6,000-7,000 years back, before Mahabharata even. And Sri Aurobindo has, in preparatory note, clear-cut mentioned here, there Aswapati is given nomenclature of Aswapati, Thy. It is not Lord Krishna that is raising up the Govardhan once again. You are also there as part and parcel of Lord Krishna to lift the matter to the level of divine matter. Because it is the question of entire earth to be lifted up. And that is why in this high signal moment, it is a high signal moment of the birth of Lord Rama on Ram Navami is also a signal moment. Janmashtami, birth of Lord Krishna, is also a signal moment. And birth of Mother in Paris on 21st of February is also a signal moment. Because incarnated Radha, realizing the supramental format, she realized after 50 that she became world mother. She is not Mela Alfonso coming from Paris only to India. She is the world mother. And as world mother, what she did for establishing Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, establishing life divine, establishing and giving scope to the new human race to emerge from the human race of mortality. And that is Kalki's work. That is Kalki's work. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritan dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Now this is the time, and we are fortunate living in America, living with your young new generation, at least humbly trying to identify the divinity, very actively working, and we try to participate in his new Govardhan Leela this way. This way, this soil is also equally sacred. This soil is also equally chosen. This soil, American soil, is also equally blessed. The entire world is blessed. And this is the Holy Church wherein we are thinking of and expressing our gratitude to the Lord, to Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, and to Lord Jesus Christ too. At least we have just rubbed out the mark of distinction between these two orbits. One and one orbit exists, and that is the orbit of divine. Answering Earth's yearning and her cry for bliss, a greatness from our other countries came. A lamp was lit, a sacred image made, a mediating ray has touched the earth. A mediating ray has touched the earth. In the form of Radha, in the form of new consciousness, in the form of World Mother, Maheshwari, a mediating ray has touched the earth. From the original sun, the sun from which we kindle all our suns, that original ray has touched the earth. And now, this ultimately will get the Leela of Kalki accomplished. A mediating ray has touched the earth, bridging the gulf between man's mind and God's. Bridging the gulf between man's corporal entity with the God's is not written here. With bridging the gulf between man's mind and God's. Our mind is limited human mind, is to be given new touch of supramental, that is God's mind. This is the touch we are to receive, provided we are open, provided we are clear, we are bowing down at the lotus feet of the Lord and the Mother, will definitely be given this prasad of new vision, new vista, and new spark of new consciousness. Logically, intellectually, sensibly, we might not be aware of it, but still it is already granted to us. Bridging the gulf between man's mind and God's. Again, this has taken place second time. The very first time when earth came into existence, matter came into existence, planet came into existence, cosmos came into existence. Now this is for the second time that divinity in the form of new relativity came into existence. E is equal to mc square is Einstein's relativity. E is equal to infinity is Sri Aurobindo's relativity. Now velocity is already converted into infinity. death at will. Till we determine we cannot die. Death cannot come compulsorily to us. It cannot eradicate us. It cannot eradicate our existence from the scenario of this planet, from our life. If we invite death, if we are well prepared to accept death, then death will come to us. We will not be captured. This was the day when Satyavan must die, so must is removed. She came to remove this must from the life. This is new Srimad Bhagavat of tomorrow. Again, there was renewed, again revealed, the ancient closeness by earth vision veiled. The ancient closeness by earth vision veiled. That time has come. She was born, Savitri was born. The birth of Savitri is very symbolically depicted here by Sri Aurobindo, and this is the birth of Savitri. She was Savitri, she was Radha, she was queen of Egypt first time, she was queen of Egypt for the second time, belonging to Pharaoh dynasty. She was Joan of Arc, she was Catherine the Great. She could remember all these births. The body that was so made supple, matured, receptive, as cabinet of total divinity, cabinet of supramental divinity, to change the entire relativity, the limited velocity to the energy. Now it is unlimited velocity, total velocity given to the energy. She is the symbolic energy, format of symbolic energy, but infinity is the core quality, core velocity. And that is the time that thereby we can identify Kalki. Kalki is superior to Lord Krishna, and to this extent Kalki is superior to Lord Krishna. This is the 10th, last and ultimate incarnation to change this scenario. Now no longer we can have any Kalki individually. This force, Mahakali and Krishna, together on the just having velocity of supramental, changing the scenario of the entire earth. If we are prepared and positive to accept it, we'll survive, or else we'll be wiped out. King Ashwapati was gifted with this new Vardhan of immortality and asked Savitri that you are so exceptional an entity in human body. Though I am your father, I cannot select your mate. You go and have your own choice. Now, father is all the while worrying much about the daughter. Father is not worrying about the son. In our joint family system, there are specific accountabilities given to father, mother, sons, daughters, all relatives, grandfather and grandmother. They are all universal ties of Runanubandh, and they are to be so properly utilized and realized that the sweetness of harmony in family can be our treasure, provided if we know the real art of living. This is the art of living, rather the science of living. We must learn how to live, forgetting everything, concerning with all assets of life which are to be left out here. Only sweetness, harmony, affinity, that will be our treasure with us. We'll take to the next birth. So father is worrying about daughter. Depart, where love and destiny call your charm. Go and have your own choice. Select your mate. I cannot select. I am not competent. She is the world mother, incarnated in the form of a daughter. So freedom was granted to her, but on one condition. Yogi Pita, this father is yogi, not merely a father, not merely a king of Madhya Desh. He is yogi too, who on the strength of aspiration, rejection and surrender ultimately came to the over mental consciousness, came to the level of Krishna consciousness and got this boon directly from the divine, could see her destiny. You just go and select your own mate. I won't come in your way. I won't impose my choice. Have freedom. This is the freedom given to our soul too by the Lord at the time of birth, at this present scenario. We are living here and we are living witnessing the crucial signal moment. Is a special privilege granted to all of us. We don't know. We are ignorant of our greater fortune, still kept mysterious to us. But it is our greater fortune that we are born and we are living still to witness this new play of Lord Krishna in the form of Lord Kalki. The second self, for whom thy nature asks, he who shall walk until thy body's end. Do remember? Select your mate who will give you support till your last breath. You will die, but your husband will be there. So, Akhanda Saubhagyavati Bhava is the blessing already granted to Savitri prior to her selection. That is what father can do it. This is yogi's determination. Aurobindo has written, lonely thought becomes omnipotent. It is this lonely thought that becomes omnipotent. You also can determine here in the very presence of Aurobindo Mother, in the very presence of Lord Kalki and Lord Christ, determine here that we are well prepared. We surrender to you. We are there to execute your determination. We execute your programming. We are there to collaborate. We are there to collaborate. Only this much or this type of prayer can come to our rescue. We have not to undergo the tapascharya. We have not to undergo a bitter, hard, disciplined tap. We are to offer our slightest prayer. Can we not be the party to the Lord's battalion? We are the divine soldiers, soldiers of the Mother, to work for them. We have not to do anything. We have simply to open up ourselves and allow the graceful hand of the Divine Mother to lead us on her sunlit path. We are supposed to do in this Kali Kal. When Kali Yuga is going to be ended, we are there to think of it. This is the real history. This is the real biography. This is the real blueprint of the Leela of Lord Kalki in this form. To bring Satyug to the world, to bring divine to the earth, to bring immortality to the earth, and to bring the embodied divinity in the human format on this earth. This is our next step of evolution. Savitri received the mandate of her father as mantra, and here Sri Aurobindo has given the mysterious science of mantra. You can recite one mantra. Mother also recited mantra in her precious years from 50 onwards to 73. Om Namo Bhagavate. Bhagavate means divine. No God. There is no word as such God written. Bhagavate. Divine. Divine is divine, it is one and all. And if we can recite this mantra, we can also invoke the presence of the Lord even in this present crucial scenario. We understand it or not, matters least, but we must invoke the presence of the Lord at each and every moment. Now, Savitri is given freedom. She went to the forest, taking her own chariot. Story is there. So we know this story. Symbolically, life is our yatra, life is our march, life is our journey. As I told you yesterday, either we are passenger, we are traveler, we are pilgrim, we are voyager. We must get our lifespan converted into this yatra. So Savitri did accomplish this yatra and went to the forest, saw all different varieties of the kingdoms, varieties of the states, and the entire Prakriti is so symbolically presented here by Sri Aurobindo that we can have the clear-cut view of this earthly reality. Human birth is given on the span of the earth is a tremendously powerful verdict of fortune, and that is to be realized at every moment with the deeper sense of gratitude towards the divine. We should express our gratitude towards the divine that on this crucial moment you have given us birth, you have given us the experience to realize. You have given us the experience to imbibe your divinity physically and psychologically. Psychically will be a later stage, but physically and psychologically we are given chance to imbibe divinity. And that is what we have been doing it since last 6 days. Savitri went to the cottage of Satyavan. Satyavan, with magnetic attraction of Savitri, came out of his cottage. Savitri just was standing on the chariot. Satyavan is coming out of the cottage, standing before her and pray to Savitri. Oh, such a beautiful fairy directly coming from heaven to improve, to change my destiny. That is what I felt. My destiny is going to be changed. Whatever destiny, I am unknown. I am ignorant. I cannot know it. It's well hidden. But still, I got assurance, hidden assurance. And my soul receives these marks of hidden assurance that my destiny is going to be changed. Satyavan prays to Savitri, descend. Only one word prayer. Sri Aurobindo has put full point there. Descend. If we have to pray to the mother at our home, we should pray only, please descend on this soil. Wherever we are living, please come down to us. Descend. Let thy journey cease. Now let thy journey cease. You have come from Paris to Pondicherry, now come down to us. Not to me. Satyavan was all alone standing before her. But still Satyavan says, come down to us. Come down to us, come down to humanity. Come down to human race. Come down for human race. Not for me only. You have come up to this cottage, but come down to entire humanity. Now Savitri came down on the earth. They got married, and the marriage that is also being described, one human moment is eternity made. The human moment of marriage is eternity made. Human moment of this union. It's not marriage, is the union. But masculine and feminine consciousness started working for the transformation of the earth is also the union Ardhanari Nateswar, where executive agency and legislative agency, executive power and legislative divine power, both working together, clubbed as one. And this is marriage. So it is the new time that has come into existence. One human moment is eternity made. Mortality's moment become the moment of eternity. Time arrested and time passing, as I yesterday referred to Pragajin, the scientist of Belgium, who was awarded Nobel Prize for this thesis. I am constantly in search of a junction where time arrested and time passing can successfully meet. I am constantly in search of a junction. We are constantly in search of a junction, still so many previous births, that this is why we are here at present today. We are witnessing without reading, without imbibing, without digesting, without seeing mother physically, without seeing Sri Aurobindo physically, but we are kept here within their orbit, and we are bestowed upon us this precious moment, utmost precious moment. This is the moment of Yugantar. One age is being converted into another age of divine destiny. To that extent, we are extremely fortunate. Come down to us. The spirit was saved, the body lost and mute, lived still with death. I am still living with death. My time is the time of mortality. That is what Satyavan admitted. I shall feel, but I am assured. In your presence, at least I shall feel the world mother in thy golden limbs. In thy golden limbs, I still can feel world mother. You are not an ordinary lady. You are not an ordinary maid. You are not an ordinary woman. I can feel the divine spark within your golden aims, well reflected. But I can feel that you are for me, for us, for humanity. So come down to us, that is so realized by Satyavan. So this is the real preface to our Saptapadi, to our Mangal Phera, to our ceremonial rituals. They are all significant. It is the psychic to psychic clubbing. It is the psychic to psychic interaction. Marriage is psychic marriage. It's not the marriage union, ordinarily speaking. It is the psychic to psychic clubbing. Radha and Krishna atwined in bliss as one. And hear her wisdom in thy sacred voice. The child of the void shall be reborn in God. Child of the void shall be reborn in God. We can have in our life after marriage the new body, new children, new divine children. Mother has said divine children. Divine children at present are being deputed to the earth. Thousands of divine souls have been deputed to the earth. Marriage is meant for this. Marriage is not meant for biological satisfaction. Marriage is not meant for biological exercise. Marriage is meant for psychic exercise, for psychic determination, for psychic bliss to be generated. And if with that determination we go on entering into our matrimonial life is prior to our marriage be blessed by the divine, is now the time. My matter shall evade the inconscient trance, my body like my spirit shall be free, it shall escape from death and ignorance. If you enter into my life, I am sure that my body shall escape from death and ignorance. That is what the assurance given and granted to Satyavan by Savitri, and they got married. She came back to her father's house, giving assurance to the blind king Dyumatsen and his queen, and Satyavan too. Satyavan, your father and mother consented my marriage, but I must not start living our matrimonial life right now. I must go back to my father's house. I have to obtain their consent too. This is the ideal marriage. Both the parents are to be consulted. Both the parents are to be taken into confidence. Both the parents are there to bless a new couple this way. Then we can have the meaningful and sensible matrimonial life for greater souls to come down on the earth. We can invite greater souls to the earth if our marriage becomes so sacred, marriage becomes so blessed and so opportune. Came to Madra palace is a palace, is not house, but she is Sati Savitri, Mahasati, the beginning of this Satitva, beginning of this sacred life. This is not merely human life as extension of animality. This is the human life, a grand entry into the life divine of this earth. While entering into matrimonial life, we are entering into the new avenue of divinity. We are going to be woman, we are going to be mother, we are going to be father, we are going to be family head, we are going to be the Gruvastha, we are going to be Sati, we are going to be healthy, wealthy and wise human life on this earth. And to bring down the selected souls to the earth. We are meant for it. We are the vessels, Holy Grail, to have the drop of Lord Christ. Let us be Holy Grails. It's not mere marriage. It is something that is given a new assignment to all of us. And that is how Savitri accepted her assignment and went to her home. Father asked, "Whom have you selected?" Before that, Narad entered there in the house itself. And here the Mimamsa, clear-cut interpretation of Bhagya, Durbhagya, fortune, misfortune and destiny, well defined by Sri Aurobindo. There is no Durbhagya in the life. There is no misfortune in the life. If mind only identifies, then it becomes misfortune. If psychic receives the intimation, then it appears to be remarkable future, remarkable fortune, remarkable destiny. So instead of mental exercise, if we try to apply our psychic in our day-to-day life, we can feel and we can experience heaven on the earth. We can experience the divine hand all the while shaping our destiny and leading us. That is what she felt. Now, Narad proclaimed, "O Lord, what have you done? Such a beauty, remarkable beauty came down on the earth, glory came down on the earth, and you have given this sort of tremendous hammer and blow of misfortune to them." And Queen picked up the words because she is womanhood. Queen of Aswapati, the mother of Savitri, is symbol of womanhood, ordinary mother, ordinary woman. She could not see what is kept behind, what is hidden as her destiny. So she picked up the words of Narad and started reacting to it. Let me know the fortune, let me know the destiny. What my daughter has selected is appropriate or not. What about her choice? And there Naradji ultimately, before Rajhat and Strihat, before this obstinacy of woman, she succumbs to her demand and says that Satyavan selected by your daughter is very short-lived personality. This day returning, 12 swift-winged months are given to him and her. Queen, your daughter and her husband have been given only 1 year. She is going to be widow after 1 year. 12 swift-winged months are given to him and her. This day returning Satyavan must die. This Satyavan will die on the very day next year. And Queen so reacted miserably. And there Naradji explained all different cults of Bhagya, all different cults of time, all different cults and curves of new time, that your daughter has come to change the entire scenario of the humanity. That is the assignment given to her. She is not an ordinary daughter. If I openly present before you to what extent you are fortunate. You are not the ordinary woman. You are not the ordinary queen. Doesn't matter, you can't see, but that is also blessing in disguise. You cannot see the future. That is blessing in disguise. But accept it. Having tremendous faith in the verdict of the divine destiny. then you will not merely compromise with it, you will imbibe it, you will assess it, you will digest it, and you will enjoy. What is going to take place tomorrow is kept hidden and secret from you. But wait and watch, divine will be with you always. Tomorrow will always bring a greater and better tomorrow to you. But you must have at least faith in tomorrow instead of today. Today is a day of your half-hearted efforts. Tomorrow will be the day of your self-fulfillment. If you wait till tomorrow, you will feel that my work is fulfilled, my aspiration is fulfilled, my prayer is granted. At least give scope to the divine to work for you. You must give scope to the divine to fulfill your own destiny for a while. Out of haste, impatience, and inquietude, we don't give time to the Lord. Lord has given our longer span of life. We are not prepared to give Him 2 days' time because we are so hasty. We want to captivate anything and everything, whether it is our due or not. And out of this haste, we miss the opportunities given by Lord to us. That is what the Bhagya, definition of Bhagya given by Sri Aurobindo to all of us. Sadhak is passionate sadhak, dedicated sadhak, dedicated devotee, and they can claim to be the disciples of the Lord here in the time of mortality. Till we have to wait when our boon is realized with our little mind. We should wait for a while. That is what it is well explained here. And Savitri ultimately is granted, father approved her choice. Aswapati approved her choice. And Savitri got married, came down to the hermitage. Princess of palace came to the hermitage. See the contradiction of destiny. We are not to that extent unfortunate. We are living with all our amenities and still we complain. Still we go on complaining. Savitri did not complain, did not ask for anything, started living with Satyavan in the hermitage. But that year is the year of sadhana. This is the year which mother spent here in Pondicherry. 1 year is a symbolic span of time which mother spent here in Pondicherry in sadhana from 1920 to 1973. This is the time symbolically presented by Sri Aurobindo as 1 year sadhana of Savitri, and that can change the scenario of the lifespan of Satyavan, mortality into immortality, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amrutam gamaya, that is launched appropriately, scientifically, for all of us to live in the new age of tomorrow. That we'll discuss tomorrow, the last day. Let us have 2 minutes meditation. ॐ आनन्दमयि चैतन्यमयि सत्यमयि परमे
Concluding tomorrow. And this has been an amazing journey. So let's continue this divine vibration emitting, coming down. But make sure before we go to bed, we don't forget to do the actual prayer. That is the reason why we came here, to learn that's something we were not aware of. The cells, the yoga of the cells. So that's why I keep coming and reminding that, as today sir mentioned, that Savit, we have to invite, we cannot tell mother, descend. We are, and go as a 3-year-old child. We don't want to go with our ego and all, because as if we go as a 3-year-old child, then mom listen faster and she'll come and feed. We don't even have to eat. So that is that phase of surrender that has been taught to us today. And we are gonna tell mother, our divine, to come into our mind, brain and body in each and every cells. Even when we are sleeping, we are still doing the yoga. So we just want to have, just don't walk out and forget what has been heard. So that's why, it's a reminder that is required. And that descend. Yes, we are ready to come. So help us to come up too. So teach us how to come up from cells. So mind of cells and mind of spirit, they have to communicate with each other. If resistance is 0, conduction is 100%, and then mother is ready to come. She is the water, we are the fish, we can touch divine. And thank you, sir, for letting us know. And thank you for bringing that divinity we are experiencing here, but we want to take it all the way where we go. Thank you, mother. Thank you, sir. Jai Mataji. And if tomorrow, if anybody want to have a traditional Jappal and go whatever, or whatever you feel like, so it's gonna be conclusion day, so just let's celebrate. Jai Mataji.